Hey y'all. What's up? Let me let some people join. Let me add in. Come on, Instagram. Y'all be taking forever. Let's wait. And so I had no idea, y'all, that my voice was in and out. I don't like microphones. And I wonder why everybody wears that stupid clip. This is why they all sit up there and hold that little microphone like this when they're talking or clip it on their shirt, which I have, but I gave to my son because I was like, I'm in court on here. I don't need a clip. I need the clip. So, anyways, just kind of wanted to roll over some of the things that we were discussing yesterday because apparently I've been told you can't hear me and you cannot. We were just kind of going over some of the new things that Trump has done. People tend to be shocked, and I don't know why, because he did the same thing last time. He started signing things into law. So there are going to be a lot of changes that are being made very quickly, some of which he has already begun with. He has started to kick people out of the country. I don't know any other nice way to say it. And he's, deportation is on the move. They've already, dissolved and disbanded a lot of government programs and agencies. And one of the agencies that they've decided to get rid of is the Education Agency, and a few agencies that deal with work overseas, that deal with, I would say, community work, but it's like world community work, international work, assisting other people, the humanities. He's disbanded all of those. He's also moved forward with getting rid of housing. So in a couple of years, housing will not be the housing that you know. And he's also doing the same to food stamps. I believe he's going to make changes so that if you are unemployed, you do not receive them. Do y'all see what he's doing? He's trying to change. Some things are good, some things are bad. Is it a progressive move? It is. Is it an aggressive move? It is. I'm gonna put my microphone down because I'm just essentially gonna work. If y'all have questions, I'll answer them. Just kind of talk to you while I'm working. But he's changed a lot of stuff. So a lot of people, were like, "Oh, Trump's gonna pardon people. Trump's gonna do this, blah blah blah," and he's not pardoning who you all think he's gonna pardon. He's just not. He has his own. How do you put this? He's got his own agenda, but he's sticking to the agenda that he let loose. He's not lying. I'll say that much. He's not lying. And that's the difference between people, and I hate to say this, but people that are broke, okay, and gunning for attention by way of monetary gain, and those who kind of already have it and don't give a damn how you see them or view them. He doesn't really care what you think. He's king. And it is what it is. And he told you who he was. And if you didn't want to believe him, that's going to be your problem. I don't know. And again, people that have businesses, they are all right. But there are a lot of you all who are getting ready to feel the pain. You all are rushing to file income taxes so that because they told you that, he's giving out credits. It's a trick. but you all will see that later, and because you rely on income taxes. So only people who rely on income tax money, which are going to be lower bracketed individuals, are going to rush to file their taxes so they can get these tax breaks that he's giving that are not essentially set in stone. So if something happens later, I don't know what's going to happen with your taxes per se, or whether or not some of you are going to get your money back. Okay. Because when you're in programs that get disbanded, or somebody finds his programs unconstitutional, it will have an effect on those who have filed and that are being processed. And a lot of your money may be held up. Your checks may not come. I don't know. Of course, it's allegedly, but I would assume so, because he's trying to disband the IRS, but who issues out these checks? So, I mean, I think just we need to kind of pay attention. I don't think Donald Trump is rushing to file his taxes. And I was about to rush to file mine until I thought about it. I was like, I'm not doing that. That is like, everybody broke is doing that. So, I mean, some people aren't broke and are filing taxes, but to me, that's people like government employees. They got it made. You know what I mean? They've been working wherever they've been working for 20, 30 years. They filing them taxes because they want that money. They're not filing it because they're broke. They have benefits. It's just like, they're like, oh, shoot, I need to go to, Gucci or something, and I'm going to file my taxes. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the individuals that rely on taxes in an effort to pay rent and food, clothes, necessities. But those are the individuals who technically don't have the job or the earning power to get taxes back, and somehow they do. I don't know. And so it's a joke, and it's a catch. And I'm pretty sure y'all will be looked at with a fine tooth comb. Good luck to you. So DEI, and that was one of the things that I was talking about today. A lot of people, and I talked about it yesterday. What is DEI? It's affirmative action. It's affirmative action at the job. That's essentially what it is. It's like diversity, inclusion, acceptance, or I don't know, whatever. DEI, I don't know. Diversity. Let me see what it means. I mean, because it just, to me, let me see. And I know I'm starting slow, but I'll pick it up. Sorry. I was like, Ali, you type so fast. Yeah, sorry, I wish. I mean, I do, but not like some people. Them clerks be like, yes, Miss Booker. Like, they don't even have to look. I'm so jealous of them. Anyways, DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's what it is. And basically it's making sure that like schools, workplaces, organizations say that they're going to be fair. They're going to treat everybody the same, and they're going to represent all groups. Okay. Target dropped the DEI program. Okay. Walmart did as well. And I'm going to look and see exactly which programs went with it. And then I'm going to start back doing my work, but I'll still talk to y'all. Because I want y'all to kind of understand. I don't want y'all to feel like, women, Blacks, minorities, we need DEI or we can't rise. We don't need it. We don't. And I'm going to be, how do I say this? DEI helps more Black men than it does Black women. I hate to say that. That's just the truth. So how do I say this without sounding like a complete and total? It's not the DEI that we're upset with. Okay. It's not the DEI. You don't need diversity, equity, and inclusion in jobs. You don't need it. You don't need it in the government. You don't need it in schools. You don't need it at your job. You don't need it. If you find out that somebody is mistreating you based on your color, you file a case against them and you pop that ass in court. You bop that ass. You just knock them and you hit them underneath the Constitution and you hit them in employment law. You hit them. There are other laws that are there. You don't need DEI. Okay? Forget it. I'm just going to be honest with you. This is why we are boycotting. Even me saying that we don't need DEI. This is why I'm not messing with Target. It's the REACH initiatives. They have specific initiatives that are designed to support Black employees, Black customers. Okay? And they invest like $2 million in Black businesses. That's why Blacks are not doing it anymore. Because we're like, at first you were giving to our community and now you're not. I don't care about DEI. I don't need DEI. I am at the top of everything that I do. That is just me. I have been that way since I've been a child. I went to a white school. I still was at the top of my class. I went to a white school. I still was one of the best athletes. I won state back to back and was supposed to win it 3 years. I went on a full scholarship to college. I was in the honors college in college. I don't need DEI. I don't need it. I honestly think it handicaps. Had I been put in a situation where people were just giving me shit because I was a girl and I was Black, I don't think I would be where I am. I hate to say that. I like the fact that I had to scrap and I had to fight for every inch I got, because when you put my ass in a position where I got to fight again, I'm going to bust your ass every time. And that's because I grew up in a predominantly white school and I had to rise to the top, and nobody looked like me very much. And I will tell you guys, and I don't care. They probably don't want me to tell you. I don't give a shit. I'm going to tell y'all. Half the producers that be on Tubi and shit went to school with me. I know them. I grew up with them. These boys are doing stuff. The people that went to my school, one of the boys that went to school with us is running, he's running the entire, like a whole section of Bank of America on a national level out in California. I was going through the newspaper and he popped up. And I wasn't even looking at our newspaper. I was looking at a national newspaper. And there goes Reginald Lilly. Pops up. Pull him up. Reginald Lilly. I'm sorry, Reggie. They need to know. Pull it up. Go look up Trillium Shakespeare and see if you can see where he went to school or where he is. Look on their stuff. They went to my school. We didn't have anything given to us. We took what we wanted. And look at where we are today. Don't give me DEI. I will take what I want. I don't need you to give me shit. I've never needed you to give me shit. That's the attitude that I want our people to have. That's why I don't like DEI. Don't give me shit. Like, I don't need you to hand me nothing because you feel sorry for me, because I'm not good enough to get it on my own. So you're going to give me the bread crumbs that fall out your damn mouth because you feel sorry for me. Nick, I don't need you to feel sorry for me. I could come from a single parent household, not a good household, and still make it, baby. And what? And sit next to people who come from trust funds, millionaire children, and whoop their ass in court. I don't need DEI. I don't want DEI. I don't like welfare programs that allow my people to sit up there and not have to work. And they can sit their ass at home and be non-productive and let the government give them everything that they need to live. Why? Because Maya Angelou said, we rise. You don't rise sitting on your ass. So it's not the DEI programs, people, that we're really technically concerned with. It's what goes along with the DEI programs that we have a problem with. It's the don't try to give us shit and act like we're, you're so happy and you're praising us to get our business. And then as soon as somebody tells you, let's go, you running out and trying to two-face us. Because Target, we never gave a damn about you bitches. We did not. You had to cater to us to get our business. And then when you did, you got a lot of business. The white folks wasn't doing it for you, bitch, or else you wouldn't have started DEI in the first place and started carrying black people's clothes and investing $2 million in black neighborhoods. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. DEI is not the reason they're doing that shit. They do that regardless. They don't have to have a DEI program to do that. Pay attention. Y'all let somebody tell you that DEI, if they remove DEI, then don't fuck with the company anymore. No. Look at what the company's doing. That's why you don't mess with them no more. That's why you don't mess with Target. You don't mess with Target because Target is they're no longer supporting the people they were supporting. They pulled their dollars out of the black community, bitch. That's why I'm not fucking with you. Took your dollars out the community, bitch. We gonna take our black asses out your store. It's simple. It has nothing to do with DEI. So everybody stop yelling DEI. Stop. I don't want to hear about it. We don't need it. We don't need it. DEI makes lazy people. It just does. That's why we sitting up here and relying on welfare tax breaks and for Trump to cut us a check now. We don't need it. We'll rise. We're a natural individual people that do that. How can you create everything and then fall for bullshit? I mean, excuse me. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to force you all to be stronger. It's going to take the laziness out of you and the entitlement out of you. It's going to make you work for what you want. I don't think this is bad. I do want my 40 acres in a mule, but I know they're not going to give it to me. So, bitch, I've been asked for it. I'll just go take my 40 acres in a mule. You're going to give me my 40 acres in a mule. I'm going to ask you 40 acres. Bitch, if I'm relying on you to feed me, bitch, I'm starving. You don't do that. You don't need people to bow down and help you and feed you. That is slavery. And honestly, if we rely on DEI, we're never going to rise. Because that which the government gives, the government can take away. Then where the hell are we? So do y'all understand? We don't really care. We want a fair shake, and that's it. We want a fair shake. And we don't want people to backstab us and be lying to us and be bullshitting us. That's it. So that's why we're not messing with that. We're not messing with Target because of that, because of the dollars they pulled out the black community, because of the merchandise they pulled out of their stores, not because of a DEI program. Because I would offer up to you that DEI and dropping a DEI program has nothing to do with what you're doing in the community. Look at the bigger picture. So actually, Trump's helping. He's helping expose people for who they are. Target never wanted to give us their dollars. That's why they're looking for the first excuse to jerk them back. Oh, he said we can't do a DEI. Sorry, black folks, give us our money back. Sorry. They never wanted to be in bed with us. They were using us. Do you see that? All he did was jerk their pants down and walk out the room. That's all he did. And now we see they have on flower draws. That's all. Why are we blaming him for that? Thank you, Trump. Thank you for showing people who they are. I don't care about affirmative action. When Elon Musk came on after those planes crashed, God forgive the individuals who are responsible for that, and only he knows. But I do believe that there's warfare that we have no knowledge of, but that they don't talk about, and that's what that was a part of. That's just truly what I believe. But the first thing that Elon had to say was, oh, that's DEI at work. So the family didn't want her name released. Remember that? The family said, don't release her name. And they released it anyway. And we found out she was what? A white woman. She wasn't a black woman. She was a white woman. I'd offer up to you that flight pattern and ability doesn't matter if somebody can take control and can locally remotely control your airplane. But that's neither here nor there. And you see that allegedly and whatever. Ability don't matter if somebody hacks your and has you doing something or takes control of it. or this is what you knew you were going to do. DEI wouldn't have anything to do with that. What Musk is saying is you don't want to put certain categories there to just say fill them with a woman, fill this with a minority, fill this with a such and such. Just let everybody fill up the spots. A lot of us believe that if we take the guardrails off, we won't be okay. But that doesn't add up with who we are and our success as a nation, as a people. It doesn't add up. We're successful. We're at the top of everything. So why do we think that we need it? Because they're going to persecute us? Don't worry about that. Because when you remove government programs and you remove certain agencies, then you just make it easier for us to get to court quicker, right? Right? It just means more people are going to go to court on shit, right? More lawsuits mean more money for companies. So they're going to have to get it right. I think everything will shift out and it will work out eventually. You just have to let it ride because they're not taking away your ability not to be discriminated against, your ability to fight discrimination in your workplace or at your school. No, you're just going to run on disparate impact or disparate treatment underneath the Constitution, right? You don't need DEI or affirmative action. You have equal protection. And that's why I tell people that I don't care what they say. They're running all this stuff under LGBT because they want to attack race. But they don't want to say they're attacking race. So if you want to say that a person is, what is she saying? Why do you say handicapped? If you want to say that a person is helping you by putting a program in place that makes you dependent on them, I need you to refocus. I need you to come back around to that and tell me how that makes sense. Oh, hey, Miss Trey Ward. So y'all, Instagram lags on my StreamYard. So I'm on Instagram looking now. I'm going to answer some of these questions. I'm doing great, Trey Ward. How do you say it handicaps? The reason that I say it handicaps is because we don't need it. We're a natural individual that will rise to the top. We can hustle. So we don't need the help. They make us think we need the help. Like Miss Trey Ward. Y'all, we know as Blacks how to get our hustle on. We know how to do that. So at the end of the day, if we know how to do that, why we need their help? What do we need the slot for? We won't need it. We'll get the slot anyways. We're gonna get the slot because we at the top. We're gonna get the slot because we elite. We're gonna get the slot because we know what we need to do. So we don't need them to hand us anything. You just never need them to hand you anything. And you never want a person to hand you anything. And if they give you something, don't allow them to give it to you for long. Throw it back in their face after a certain point because they're handicapping you. They're making you rely on them for good. Anybody who wants you to rely on them is trying to control you. That's what I want you to know. Anybody who's trying to push you off on your own is not trying to control you. They want you to get out on your own. Be independent. So that's my thought process behind DEI handicapping. Because if you have to rely on DEI to get a job, then you really aren't qualified. And say that's gonna screw you because you really technically don't know how to do the work. See, DEI, that happens for a lot of the times, and I hate to say this, but I'm just being, white attorneys. Males, preferably. I'd like to talk about those. Because, and I was saying yesterday about how they go in court half the time. Sometimes their arguments are not very good. Sometimes they're not very good lawyers. And you look at them and say, but everybody think he's doing something, he sucks. But it's just the entitlement, it's the privilege that comes along with the look. So people just assume they're smart. But when you get to picking in and getting in that case law, they're dumb as, because they've never had to push. They ain't had to brief Ali Booker. So they don't know how to brief Ali Booker. They never had to. They just get up in front of the court, say it's so, and just because they have that white privilege, it's so. And the gavel bangs. Then when they have to get up on and they got to fight a little bit, they don't know how to fight very well because they've never had to fight very well. It's given to them. So when they got a scrap, they look miserable. That's what DEI does to us. A strong people don't need it. They're going to fight their way to the top. And they're going to take what they want. But if you have the DEI program there, they're not going to take what they want. You force the companies to still look out for blacks. That's what you do. That's why we boycotting. Because they can still do the same programs they were doing before. And if they not, we're not going to give them our money. And that's just it. That's how we going to do that. See, my court date coming up. Just reading through stuff, y'all. Talking to one of the individuals in one of my cases. You know, when you have cases that are national, different individuals want to jump in the case when they feel like it's like something, you know, like ACLU and, you know, NAACP. They like to write briefs on your behalf or on your client's behalf. So I'm just talking to some of them, briefs that they've written on our behalf for inclusion, against discrimination. That's crazy that I'm just on here and that's what's coming up. Let's see. I read it last night. It was so good. They hit it. Come on, ACLU. Just reading again. I like to read stuff over and over. Every time you read something, something else pops out. You know, she's on the bench now, but one thing I learned from her, this judge was, man, just go over your case a bunch of times, a bunch of times, a bunch of times, book, a bunch of times, a bunch of times, a bunch of times. The more you go over your case, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you know. The more you know your case, the bigger your chance is to win because you know it better than your opponent. So I'm just gonna read through this again, probably for the third time. The third time, yeah. I'm giving my black behind to the Supreme Court. I don't care. I'm going on both sides. I have been saying this since I was a kid. I do not care. I'm going to be Barbara Jordan. Yeah. Um, I don't know why people bother me. Hey, Mimi, sorry, y'all. I'm trying to go back and forth. A good disability attorney, I don't usually give referrals, but I just know like there are a few people that you can look at. I don't know if Pope does it still. Let me see. I know Victor McCrease is good at disability. And I just say that because, um, he, disability is its own little uh animal, and it's administrative law. I'd say, try McCrease because I know he does it a lot. Victor McCrease. And I don't even know if he still does it. Like this is just he was always very good at it. He may have like a kid or something now. I don't know, that does it, but the Macris. And that's like MAKRIS. Pretty good disability. Like especially like social security disability and stuff like that. They always were. From the legal side, if you hear disability, it's like, oh, Macris. So he's good. I'm teaching my office how to set boundaries. They're doing a good job. So I'm gonna start doing, y'all. Just sitting on here, just throw your questions, and I'll look every now and then. Just post them. I need to have more contact with my viewers. There you go. Document. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. Step this way. Step this way. Snap this way. Are you locked in? Are you my friend? And step this way. Step this way. Just step. Step this way. Boom. That's it, homeboy. BC. In case you see me, BC, I'm on your case, BC. I'm finna bring it home, sir. Ooh, I don't feel like going to court. Shit, I'll get this stuff done. Let me get him locked in. Let's read this petition preservation. Petition. What a tiara. Tiara. There we go. I am, y'all. Just post them. I'll be coming on. I'm gonna look every so often. I'll look up. I'm sorry. Coloristic chick. Whenever I'm on here, y'all, I'm available, okay? I'll look more often if I need to. Okay, I'm looking and I see, my friend has a question. Does Drake have a case on K Dot's label? Why not sue K Dot? Let me see what's going on. Oh, you're talking about Kendrick. Y'all call him K. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know. So what is this about the feud? Let me see. Let me ask the question because I know. I'm sorry. Does Drake have a case? No. What is he gonna sue him for? Using his likeness, his image, or what? Okay, opening the door. Anytime you open the door to things, you may not like what you get. So him referencing the beef during the halftime show and stuff, Drake didn't have a case. See, there are times in court when I'm fighting, okay, and I go to discuss something, okay? I go to discuss something, and or they go to discuss something. More than I use it against other people. So at the end of the day, you can open the door to your own demise. And in court, we call it opening the door. There are some things that people should not say about you. But if you open the door to that type of thing, then it's open. It is you're gonna have to F around and find out. So my thing is the reason that I don't think a defamation case would go far. Or he'd be able to do anything to the label is because he started it in a way. And Kendrick did ask him not to go there with him. He did warn him. And see, that's what most people that are going to demolish you will do. They'll ask you to leave them alone. And if you don't, then they will demolish you. And so before you file lawsuits against people, when I get cases in my office, the first thing I normally go to do before I sue is to talk to the other party, depending on what's going on. And I do that because in the law, you're supposed to try to, make peace before you just rip somebody apart. So at the end of the day, what are we suing for? Number one, Drake, you're a public figure. So we have to get into defamation and see, because if you're a public figure like Drake, somebody who's in front of things all the time, you clearly are going to get talked about. So in court, you have to show a few extra things. You have to show that the statement is false. Opinions and insults don't count, y'all. I've had clients, come to me on defamation, and I have to teach them what is reputational harm and what is not, what is actionable and what is not. So the average person has an easier case to fight. Drake is in front of the public. His case is going to be very hard. And then Kendrick is in front of the public. That's going to raise the standard. So if I'm litigating that, I might throw some money away or I might accept some money for it because it's Kendrick and Drake. And I'll, as the attorney, I'm going to get some clout off of the fact that I'm off in the case. Do I think I'm going to beat Kendrick Lamar? Do I think I'm going to win the case for Drake? No, I don't. I'm not saying that that's what that attorney thinks. I'm saying that's what I would think. And I'm a heavy litigator. I just don't see it. Because at the end of the day, you opened the door. You started it. Number two, what false statement did he make about you? And then how can you argue that it was public and caused reputational harm? Because Drake wasn't selling before. The argument is, I done helped you. I can get you some clout. More people done looked you up now since I done trashed your ass than before. Right? Nobody ever really cared about you. You were fading into black. You were going away. So how can you prove reputational harm? You can't really prove reputational harm, can you? If I'm helping you out. So, that's why. That's another issue he's going to have, trying to prove that his reputation has been harmed. Because clicks and views are clicks and views, no matter whether they're good or bad. What do they say? All publicity is good publicity. So then it's tough. Okay. Kendrick insinuates stuff. He doesn't go out and say it. So that's going to be the problem. Then Kendrick is going to argue that it's true. It has factual basis. That's going to make Drake's case disseminate into nothing. You can have an exaggerated opinion about somebody, especially in rap battles. If you're going back and forth and you go to challenge somebody and they tell you don't challenge me and you do, then that's a rap battle. So the courts are going to look at that as, hold on a second, this is a rap battle, guys. I know people don't think they are, but they are. They're going to say it's a rap battle. That's what happens in this game. You effed around and found out. It's just not actionable. You're going to take away everybody else's ability to be able to do rap battles in an effort to get somewhere. And we're going to have too many lawsuits up in court whenever somebody says something about somebody that's a celebrity, and we don't have time for that. So I don't think anything's going to happen with it. Rap beefs have had historical protection under the freedom of speech and artistic expression. They have. Although you can use lyrics against somebody to show their thought process, character, motivation, and their lifestyle, you can't use it to try to say that somebody is defaming you. So I think that Drake is just it's a flex, it's a PR move. He got beat down so bad that that's all he can do. Okay, let me see the lawsuit in the DM. Let's see. I just think it's bull. I think Drake's got to do something to stand up. He just should have never done this. You do not battle somebody that you cannot beat. And it just never stopped. I feel so bad for him. Okay, let me see. Oh, and then he sued the record label. He's stupid. What he's trying to, okay, anytime you sue the record label, you're trying to mess with his business. You're trying to make the record label drop him. You're trying to get him in trouble with his own contract with the record label. You're trying to create some crap with him and his job. That's all. It's that you about to lose your job. That's what he's doing. Okay, so it says what? Fast forward, because that's all he wants. Let me see. Fast forward January this year, Drake decided to sue Universal Music Group, UMG. That's why. For defamation and harassment over its releases of Not Like Us. First of all, who said They Not Like Us was really talking about Drake? I mean, Drake, you put your face on it. I mean, yeah, he was going back and forth with him, but I mean, I'm sorry. If he doesn't say your name after everything and he starts talking about a whole bunch of stuff, now you got to figure out exactly, because he's smart. You got to figure out what was tied to you and what wasn't. Papers filed in New York. Drake's lawyers accused the record label of launching a campaign to create a viral hit out of a song that made the false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal pedophile. I mean, PDPDP. Sorry, I can't say that. PDPDP. And to suggest that the public should resort to vigilante justice in response. In response, Universal, which has been Drake's label for more than a decade, said his claims were not only untrue, but illogical. Makes sense. It also accused the star of trying to silence Kendrick Lamar, who shares the same label, by taking their rap battle to the courts. I told y'all, that's all he's trying to do. He's trying to mess him up with his job. Throughout his career, Drake has intentionally and successfully used UMG to distribute his music and poetry to engage in conventionally outrageous back and forth rap battles to express his feelings about other artists, the label said. Do you see what I'm saying? He opened the door. That's what they said. He just effed around and found out. See, you can't go around picking on people and being a bully and then trying to hide your hands and become a victim. We don't play that in court. We really don't. We don't care at all. We don't play it in court. We don't care. And that's just how we think. You're not getting a low-level individual when you go to court. You're getting a cream of the crop person that's at the top of that's probably, they're just not, they're not weak. So they're not going to care about that. So it's what I expected. It's him trying to mess with his job. It's not going to work. And see, these are the potential issues that I see. Now I see Drake, you're interfering because I don't know what type of contracts you have with UMG that are ongoing. But at the point in which you accuse me of doing something like that, I'm done with all contracts with you. And that could be something that he's trying to do as well. All right. If you want to get out of a contract, you sue Kendrick. So you sue UMG so that you and UMG can break ties because you're pissed off and they got you to, in some sort of contract. So you create the issue so that they don't want to mess with you no more. So whenever you create a clash and a conflict, you make it to where it's easy for you to go. But it doesn't mean that if there's a contract between the two of them, that they're going to let him out of it. Because if I have the ability to make money off somebody, I don't care if I'm talking to them or not, I'm going to Young Thug it. I'm about to Young Thug you, and I will not like you, but I will collect my money off of you. So, and then with you causing them, having to make them use money, use their money to fight it, they need to use you so they get their money back. So that was not a smart move by Drake. I think it was a very stupid, disgusting move. I think he's an idiot. And I think that all he's doing is trying to get this PD off of him. But the problem is going to be when he goes to try to prove that he's not that. And Kendrick proves that there's some thought process or some evidence or somebody has said or Drake said he was with some girl. That's going to be the problem. Megan Thee Stallion is about to be in a K-pop series. 2026 might be the year of BBLs in Korea. But on a legal note, would she need a Houston-based fly lawyer for a deal like this? No. I would argue that Megan Thee Stallion is very savvy. I think once she got away from her label, she's realized how not to get taken advantage of. And I do believe that she's underneath certain individuals that have helped her get away from them. Although she's not signed to those individuals, I believe that there's like a soul tie between them. And they're going to help her and they're going to be there for her and they're going to continue to make money off of her. K-pop is coming up. It's huge. And it's the new thing. And she was smart enough to get on the front end of it. We know that she's always been like anime, right? Emo type of girl. And this, is making headway. And it also opens up, for people like JT and other girls, Asian Doll, other girls who have this same look and that cater to the same audience. So that's my, take on that. She ain't gonna need it. She already have, not that she wouldn't need a lawyer. I just assume she's underneath a label without it being a label. And I believe that that's what Jay-Z and Beyonce are doing. They're smart. They have a label, but they run people like they manage people. And they have so much pull and clout, you don't really need the label. Right? So I think it's the smartest thing. I think she's going to make so much money doing it. I like that for her because I think her sound is kind of the same and she's got to get in music with people like Cardi B to get to this pop because we won't really let her off in the pop genre per se. But I have seen her do very well, like Bongos. I don't think we understand in the United States how well that song does. And I don't think we understand just how many streams it gets. That Bongo song with her and Cardi B gets so many streams. She makes a lot of money off of it. And it's just that bonk, 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 that mostly Black Americans don't really like, that white people tend to like more. And so they drop that beat on there and the white folks play that. Bongos is played Of course, the words aren't good, but it comes on, and they're like, it comes on. And so, I mean, I don't, so she does need to cross over. It's more management than lawyers. Lawyers you need, but management is what she's utilizing to get that deal. And then 2026 might be the year of BBLs in Korea. It might be. She just does. I like that. I like it. Stop, Kellen, making me do that. But yeah, I think she's good. Oh, this judge just handed this ruling down. Well, thank you. Good time to do it. Let me see. Discovery of admissible evidence in his sole remaining claim, a facial sex discrimination challenge to the district's grooming policy, showing how the discovery he seeks is reasonably calculated to lead to the what? Yes, I have. Oh, I thought you said I didn't restrict it, Judge. Which one is it? You didn't restrict it, or I didn't plead something, like I didn't tell you something, which you're a judge, you should already know. Oh, I have to teach you. I get it. I've been teaching you. Oh. Motion for finding of fact and conclusions of law. Motion for finding of fact and conclusions of law. Sorry, y'all. I got something in from a judge. I'm like, go to Instagram. I'm about to wrap this up. If y'all have any questions, this judge is working my nerves. He's just fighting, just painlessly. Just go down, sir. Just go down. I'm just gonna have to take you down, baby. David and Goliath with the slingshot. I'm gonna take you down. You're wrong. You're very wrong.